Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today our show is MiCAFE. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence with Just Ask. Today our show is MiCAFE, and we have the program director herself, Andrea Mevis, and we have the resource support specialist, Arlethea Mallory. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Glad to have you here.
Good to be here.
Good. Now, I want to start off with this good question because a lot of people are saying, what is MiCAFE? So, Andrea, I want you to fill us in on what is MiCAFE and your role there. Because I'm going to have to put a little blurb in here for those who don't know. I know it's the bridge card. Okay.
It is.
So, tell us about that.
Well, MiCAFE actually stands for Michigan's Coordinated Access to Food for the Elderly. We're a program of Elder Law of Michigan, which is a nonprofit organization based out of Lansing. And my role is the program coordinator. So I coordinate the program in 10 different counties in Michigan. And the local county here where we're involved is Wayne. So we're really active in the city of Detroit. We have about 30 different community centers where we've trained volunteers to help seniors fill out an application for a bridge card. And the other thing that we do is provide nutrition education at those appointments and referrals to some other resources in the community like congregate meals and home delivered meals, different things like that.
Okay, that sounds really nice. So, now, Alethea, I know you have something big to do with that as a support specialist, a resource support specialist. What's your role?
Well, I was trained with the MiCAFE program, and Andrea was one of the key people to train me as a applicant assistant. And we do register seniors at our location, which is the Southeastern Village. We're located in the city of Detroit, 1501 Canton. And what we have a tendency of, what we'd like to do is bring our seniors in and offer a home environment. We give them coffee and cookies. We make them comfortable. We offer an atmosphere of total confidentiality. No one sees their documentation. No one knows that they're there or registering for a bridge card. If they're grandparents raising grandchildren, we have a little toy place where the grandchildren can just help themselves and just enjoy themselves, either playing with the toys or going into our library and reading some books. But we keep them busy as well. And we engage our seniors in conversation, make them feel comfortable. After 40 minutes to an hour, the process is done.
Okay. So that home environment works out so the paperwork can be processed.
It really does.
That's good. Now let me ask you this. I know that you have these sites, but are any programs available or services available for the elderly, disabled elderly?
Yes. We're starting a new pilot where we have a couple of volunteers who are trained actually to go into the homes of seniors who might not be able to make it to one of our sites. There'll be a volunteer who sits down with them in their home and completes the application on a computer, prints it out and gets everything sent in for them. And then they never have to go to DHS for an interview because we have a waiver. So even those people who are applying at the community centers, they don't have to go any further than the community center to apply.
Wonderful. Now, if a person is homebound and the representative come out, before they come out, is there a phone call made? The person say, well, I'm in a wheelchair, I'm unable to come there myself, and is that how the appointment is set up so that the wheelchair recipient can get the services done at home?
Okay. They can call our call center. Usually what happens is we'll assign a volunteer to go out to their home, and the volunteer will contact them personally and set up a time. They'll also mail them an appointment reminder to let them know, who's coming, when they're coming, all the documents that they need to get ready beforehand so that it's an easy process once they get there.
Great. Now, we have a concern. As our elderly gets elderly, sometimes we need to know how is the organization identified. Do the volunteers have identification or something or other to let that person know that they're from the particular agency?
We have been making badges for those people so that they do have something with their picture on it. It says MiCAFE volunteer. And then they also have a little business card, a MiCAFE volunteer business card.
Great.
So, and if there was ever any question, they could call our toll-free number when the person arrived, and we could verify that that was a MiCAFE home visitor.
Okay. And see, that's a major concern. A lot of days, you can't just open the door. So you want to know who's coming to your door and what's, the reason for them coming. And identification always helps,
Yes, it
so
does.
that is a good added plus feature, especially if you're volunteering to help out in a service such as that. And I'm glad to know that you do have that particular component involved in the agency, because everybody can't make it to the facility.
Right.
True.
So that's good. Okay. Now, Alethea, when you say that you provide resources, obviously you're not just at a cutoff for just senior services. You must have a variety of services that you.
We do. We again provide services, community resources for grandparents raising grandchildren, seniors, foster care parents, foster families, and birth families. Those families that are currently trying to get their children back into the home.
Okay.
And building a strong base in terms of a community. Our resources can venture out from, oh my goodness, utility assistance, housing, clothing.
Okay.
And this is just wonderful, because many times we have grandparents raising grandchildren, and they have so much on their plate that a lot of times they're trying to decide, does he get another pair of shoes? Do I get medication, or do I eat?
Wow.
And so the MiCAFE program has been a lifesaver for many of our grandparents raising grandchildren.
Okay. Well, ladies, we're going to take a break and get more into that information when we'll be right back. Get your pens out. Get your pens and make sure you write down this website and phone number when we get back. We'll be right back.
My nerves stand on end, my palms sweat, and everything's a blur. The rush is so intense. All I want to do is get even higher.
Andrea Moretti is under the influence of her local teen center volunteer. Each month, she helps Andrea stay on top of the world and off drugs. Be a coach, a mentor, a volunteer, because you have something to offer.
And welcome back to the second half of the show. For those of you who are just now joining us, we have MiCAFE and the program director herself, Andrea Mevis, and Alethea Mallory, which is the resource support specialist. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this program is actually something that you want to hear about, because a lot of you have bridge cards and have no idea what the bridge card does for you. So these two ladies are going to do their best to answer as many questions as you can. And if you have a question, just email us and we'll forward the question to them, or give us a call. We'll call them and send the question to them. Or when you see the 800 number down below, call that 800 number and definitely have them respond to a question that you felt should have been answered during this taping. All right. Now, ladies, so, we have to let our viewer audience know that there's a lot of questions that we're not going to cover, but they can call either one of you and find out more at their own time. Okay. Now, Andrea, I wanted to ask you, why is this program so important to seniors?
Well, a lot of seniors are living on a fixed income. They have rising cost of shelter, rising cost of utilities, gas. Sometimes that puts them in the hole at the end of the month. So with MiCAFE, they can get some of those resources back to be able to buy healthy foods. We run into a lot of seniors who are managing chronic illnesses. So it's really important for them to be able to afford fresh fruits and vegetables so that they can maintain their health and improve their health as they age.
Okay, that's a vital one. A lot of times, like, and I heard you say earlier, Alethea, that people are concerned with between paying a bill and getting their medicine, and one of the two is going to take effect. Does the bridge card services or either services help in a person, say, like the medication or utilities?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
They're able to go out and actually purchase nutritious food, and they're able to they're able to feed themselves. They're able to stay healthy, purchase the foods that they need. Sometimes they're on very special diets, and they're able to, there might be some things that would be out of their price range that they could not afford before, but they're able to do that. They're able to stretch that food and able to kind of make those pockets of money work for them. Paying bills.
Primarily the bridge card is to purchase food items.
Food items
so that you
only.
can keep your income in to pay your medicine or your utility bills if necessary. Now, I have a question because I know somebody's at home saying, well, I only have $10 on my bridge card. So if a senior citizen only gets $10 or $20, what happens? I mean, they're applying for the bridge card services to get money for food, but they only have or eligible for $10 to $20. What's the deal with that?
Well, it ranges. For one person, it can be from $10 to $155. And for seniors, it's all based on a net income figure. So for a lot of seniors, if you have medical expenses every month that are over $35, all of that's going to count as a deduction. And you have to provide proof of those bills. You have to send in your prescriptions, send all of that information in. And the volunteers that we have are trained to help you get that. If you have $10, you can give us a call and we can try to figure out what it is that you might have been missing. The other thing is for seniors who live in subsidized housing, the heat expense is a really big deduction. So if they're paying heat within their rent, then they should apply for a home heating credit and then indicate that on their application because that will give them a higher benefit amount as well.
Okay. See there, viewers? No, you didn't know that. Okay. So that's going to help because a lot of people are only getting $10 or $20 and they say, oh, that's not any real money. But they don't know that some of the stuff that they have, their heating costs or their medical expenses can aid in making the difference.
Absolutely. And many times they might feel that, well, so you're really trying to get off into my business. And we're really not. We're trying to help them. So the more we know, the more we're able to help.
And it's all confidential too, so anything that we're getting from them, we're not spreading it anywhere. No one's finding out about it. It's just
and they
purely to
benefit
help
from
them.
it.
Okay. Also, a lot of people feel like when you're asking these questions that you're being nosy, that you're and you're trying to take something from them and not give them something at all.
Right.
Okay, so we just fixed that. Okay. So how does South Beach Village get involved?
Well, our executive director, Lynn Smith, happened to be attending a meeting down at I believe it was the Coleman Young Municipal Center, and there were some wonderful people from the MiCAFE program giving a presentation, and she was so impressed by them. She came back to me. She laid a couple of flyers on my desk. She said, "Okay, I want you to follow this up," and I did. And from that point on, I mean, we've just been a part of MiCAFE, and it's been wonderful.
Okay.
So much so that we've had one of our, I shared this with Andrea and all the MiCAFE staff, that our very first registrant, she was 90 years young at the time. She's going on 92 now. And she had raised her children, her grandchildren, and then her great-grandchildren. She came to us and she was frightened. She had all of her documentation. Gorgeous woman. And had paid for her home, paying out of cost the insurances, assessments, everything you can imagine. She's just been responsible on her own, and she says, well, will I qualify for this program? And she did qualify for the maximum.
Okay.
And she is so very, very pleased.
That's wonderful. That's one. I think a lot of people should really consider just giving you guys a call, at least to find out if you're eligible or not, and just give it a shot. I mean, because if you're sitting at home and you watch this program and you say, "Oh, they're not going to help me," you already defeat the purpose, and
That's
you don't
right.
even know. And we're getting ready to come up on the cold months. It's not that cold, not that soon, but soon enough that. Is there a time frame that people should apply or register? Is there such certain time frame they should?
They can apply anytime. Usually they get their bridge card within a month. One good thing though, once the winter comes on, if they have a bridge card, they're automatically enrolled in something called the Winter Protection Program, and that keeps them keeps their heat on in the winter. So if they have trouble paying their utility bills, the utility company will not shut their heat off.
Okay, just scare them to death with the threatening note,
Yeah.
but won't cut it up. Well,
Right.
you know, if it's in the red, it's a scare. It's like that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can scare a person, but I'm not gonna. That's a lot, but okay. Well, hey, now that you let the cat out the bag, Andrea, people say, oh, it's not gonna cut it off.
Right.
I wouldn't test it, but okay.
Right.
All right. Well, that helps though. Okay. So now is that for anybody? Because you know you have a lot of the young parents have a bridge card too. So is that a rule across the board or just for seniors?
As far as I know, it's across the board. Anyone with a bridge card, you're automatically eligible for the program.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't take that to the max because some people are like, well, I don't have to pay.
Right.
Okay. So I wouldn't really test
And
that.
eventually you do pay it back.
Right.
But at least for the winter, you won't be freezing in your home.
Okay. Now, all this time I didn't ask, but I know you got an 800 number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's 877-664-2233.
Okay. And the website?
It's www.micafeonline.org.
Okay. Now, I don't want people to get this confused. It's not my like M-Y.
Right.
Okay, it's M-I.
Like Michigan.
Okay. So let's help now. So can we get that number again?
Sure, it's 877-664-2233.
Okay. Is that a 24-hour number?
It's actually all business hours. We're open from 8:30 to 4:30. We can actually run you through a mini food stamp calculator that's online and find out if you might be eligible right over the phone. And then we'll tell you, based on where you live, what your closest site is to make an appointment.
Wow. Okay. All right. That sounds really good. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go to a break again. And before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, just keep in mind, the ladies are giving you some very vital information that you need to find out about the usage of your bridge card. Now, we don't want to get carried away with the gas bill, so let's keep in mind that you're still responsible. These programs are in a line so that you can get through the winter months comfortably, but be productive citizens and making sure
That's
that
right.
your services are covered. So don't look at it like I don't have to pay, because you still got to pay, all right? So I just want to make that clear. And seniors, if you're at home and you're watching this show, don't hesitate to call the number that you see on the screen, or call us here at Just Ask, 248-988-0250, and ask us a question if you need to get in contact with these ladies or the organization itself. So on that note, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
How do you convince a 14-year-old girl that hair doesn't matter? When the diagnosis is childhood cancer, CureSearch.org can help. You're not as alone as you feel.
And welcome back to the last half of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very informational piece today, and I hope that you have gotten your pens and paper out and taken down the website as well as the phone number of MiCAFE. Please ask these questions before the months get cold, so that anything you think you need to be advised on, you can find out in the early stages before it's too late. So let's get back and ask these ladies some more good questions that you have in mind. Now, Andrea, I didn't ask you, how is MiCAFE funded?
Well, in Wayne County, we're primarily funded by the United States Department of Agriculture. Nationally, 70% of seniors who are eligible for food assistance never even apply.
Wow.
So there's a ton of people who are out there and eligible, but they just don't know about the program, or they're afraid to apply. They don't realize that they're eligible. So the USDA is really interested in bringing in those seniors to the program.
So how many people or residents at this time in the Wayne County area would you say you've helped?
We've helped over 800 senior households so far, and that's about 1,100 people in Wayne County. So far, our eligibility rates, about 68% have been eligible for the bridge card, and all the rest have at least received that nutrition information. They were able to assess their own nutritional risk and find some other resources in the community, like congregate meals where they could get food.
Okay. Now, is this a grant that's funded? Okay, so with this grant, is there a time allotment that this grant should be covered, so that the more people you get involved and everything, this grant will continue or something like that?
Well, we have it all the way through August of 2008. Now, after that, we're going to be applying to some local foundations for continual funding for the project here. We did have a little bit of state funding in the Department of Human Service budget, so we work very close in partnership with them because they're the ones who approved the bridge card. But because the state's been in such a bad place, we are sort of in jeopardy for that funding. So,
But it's very encouraging to allow or let the seniors know that they should at least attempt to apply and find out if they're eligible.
Definitely.
And if they're not eligible for the bridge card, they can find out about other services through elder law.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Now, a lot of people are not familiar with elder law either, so can you just give us a little tidbit about elder law?
We offer a couple different programs. We have a legal hotline for Michigan seniors. So anybody who's 60 or older can call regardless of income, ask legal questions, if you have a tenant issue, tenant landlord, or questions about some medical bills that you owed on or anything like that, you can call and get some advice from an attorney. We also have a pension rights project. A lot of companies are merging or closing or moving and people are losing their pensions or they can't locate them. Well, we have people who will, and this is anyone receiving a pension of any age, who can recover those pensions for them and answer questions about how to get their pensions.
Wonderful. Okay, so that's through that, what's that phone number?
You can call us at the MiCAFE call center and we can transfer you. It's 877-664-2233.
Okay. Now, Alethea, I know you work at a service center in the Wayne County area, so do you have a number as well?
Yes, we do. Anyone that wants to contact the Southeastern Village can call us at 313-922-8660.
Okay, that's
But if they call the other toll-free number, they will automatically funnel those calls to us.
Okay. How does one become a volunteer?
Well, if you want to be a volunteer, we need a couple different types. We need people who want to do public speaking. We have word of mouth has actually been the most effective way for seniors to find out about the program. So we're always looking for people to do community presentations, maybe talk to their church, talk to whatever organizations they're involved with, to let them know, even younger people know that probably know older people that the program exists. And our program runs pretty much off of volunteers. We have volunteers at all of those 40 sites who are helping the seniors. In order to become a volunteer with us, you have to go through a one-day training with me. You get trained on the food stamp policies, on how to complete an application through MiCAFE for the bridge card. And then we also teach you how to use the computer program because we have an interactive computer program that helps people apply.
Okay, that's a lot of involvement there. That's good. That is really good. And you know what? I was going to, well, we won't be able to show it actually, but ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's a whole list of phone numbers. You can't hardly see this, but a whole list of phone numbers of the locations that you can go to sign up and get registered for MiCAFE services. But I do have a nice brochure slip of paper here that tells you MiCAFE offers, what does this say? Offers help to buy food for people age 60 and older. So if I'm holding it in my hand and you can read that, I need for you to call that 800 number down, the 877 number down here and say, hey, I want to be involved in this program. What do I need to do? So that's what we want to do. We want to encourage people to actually get a earful of information that will be helpful to you, whether you're the elderly person or if you are the recipient or family member, whatever it takes. Now, I like this brochure here. I really like this brochure here. And what I have is my hand is the front of the brochure, and here I said, MiCAFE, heard about MiCAFE. You think it's a restaurant? No, it's not. It's senior services and beyond. Okay. So I want you to pay attention to what you're asking. Now, someone can call and request this brochure. You guys will mail it out to them? Okay. So if you can't go in and get one and you want to know what's going on, just ask these nice people at that 877 number to please mail you a brochure or a packet of information. Would that be helpful?
Definitely.
Okay. And finally, now, for those of you who are not sure what the bridge card is, you know this card. Okay. Recognize this beautiful, colorful credit card, as we call it. And you will know that if you've had one, if a family member has one. And normally, if someone is assisting another person, it's two names on here, right?
Right.
Right, two names on here. To be a shared account, which means you have a person who can sign on to assist you in picking up your groceries or things of that nature. All right, so I remember that card, and I do appreciate all that knowledgeable information. And my last question for the day is something that I want to know: does Focus Hope or any of these other pantry programs have any involvement with you guys, or?
We're actually trying to get a temporary site going at Focus Hope so people can actually come in to get their commodities food, and then also apply for a bridge card. A lot of seniors think that they won't be eligible for both, but that's not true. That's a myth. A lot of seniors need both because they have those staples that are coming in that box, you know, the milk and the bread. And then they also need to go out to the store and buy those fresh fruits and vegetables. The bridge card would never affect their eligibility for that package of food.
Okay.
It would never harm them.
So the Focus Hope program, even though it's separate, if you guys can combine, the person can still use the bridge card for their fresh produce of vegetables and milk and things like that, and still receive the dried canned goods and stuff from Focus Hope.
Staples.
You're going to get a flood of calls. Okay. This, I mean, seriously, this is what, you know, the information. If a person who's viewing the show understands it clearly, that, you know, I could use my bridge card to go get my fruit and vegetables, and yet I still can go to Focus Hope and register with them and get the canned goods. I got it made. I don't have to worry about groceries, and then hopefully the monies that you have coming in will support your medication, okay, and necessary if you had to pay a bill or two. I'm really surprised that our seniors have to pay as much as they do. You know,
I know.
Should be a new law, but for the time being, I do admire and appreciate the Elder Law Association for having such a program devised and how it's being done, okay, representing the elders, okay. People have paid their way, paid taxes, you know, went through wars. History has made itself through, you know, racism and you know, fascism and everything else, and you still have to pay. Come on, America, let's do better than that. Okay. Well, you know what, ladies, I'll tell you what, I know one thing. You will get some calls today, so I want to get that phone number again from you, Andrea, and the website.
Sure. The phone number is 877-664-2233. And the website is www.micafeonline.org.
Okay, and if a person want to volunteer, they should be able to dial that same number. Okay.
Same number.
Okay. And for you, Ms. Alethea, what number can they call? I mean, I know you can go through MiCAFE line, but for you locally, it's what?
You can contact Southeastern Village Resource Center at 313-922-8660.
Okay, and that resource center is not only just helping the elderly, it's helping younger generation families as well, right?
That's correct.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you got two good phone numbers and a website, and you have the Just Ask line, 248-988-0250. Give us a call these ladies here, get more information. Do it before it gets cold outside. Act like the squirrel who packs away his nuts early, okay? And have your business in order so you can sit back this winter and be nice and cozy in your home with fresh fruit and vegetables and all those good things. And seniors, your medication. The most important thing, your medication.
Absolutely.
I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. I want to thank you both for this morning coming up here to see us, okay?
Thank you.
Thank the representatives in Lansing for having you come join us. Okay, thank you, Lansing. Okay, really do appreciate it. Okay, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. What do I always say? If you know someone with a disability, or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your